Sunday, they'll release their squad before 6. And round 9 kicks off tonight at the MCG. It's Carlton v Melbourne. And the Champions League final is set. Real Madrid will face Borussia Dortmund on June the 1st at Wembley. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon there at Oaklands Park. Got a breakdown on Diagonal Road near Morford Road. She's pretty busy there too, so look out for that, just near the swim centre. St Agnes got works, Hancock Road near Parkview Drive, and we're quite slow at the moment at Mawson Lakes, Main North Road near Mawson Lakes Boulevard. Busy Brighton Road, Brighton, with a camera gauge streets at Firle. Head to Snooze and save half price on selected mattresses and bed frames. Hurry, the Snooze flash sale must end Monday. It's amazing what Snooze can do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
The Jayco Factory Sales Expo at Jayco Adelaide is on now, but must end this Saturday. Don't miss out.
Sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny for your Friday, 23. Saturday, partly cloudy and 21, and 20 on Sunday. Right now it's 23. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, exclusive, the horrifying attack on a woman running in Adelaide South. An SA man in Bali on a drugs charge. We reveal just how he was caught. A state MP's important message to other women after her cancer diagnosis. Which banks are offering cash to switch your mortgage. And fresh hope for kids allergic to peanuts. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
On this beautiful Thursday afternoon, it is 7 minutes past 3 here on 5AA. Now live on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, so jump on and say hi. After 3:30, we're going to tell you about a My Money Matters conference, a female literacy financial awareness conference that's happening in Adelaide next week, and I've got some tickets to give away to it. It's really comprehensive, and it looks like there's going to be some really interesting speakers there. So you're going to hear from the centre director, the Eastwood Community Centre director, Leanne Isaacson. She's the one running this program, and there's a lot in it. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to women's finance, from coercive control to the cost of living to planning your retirement to the gender pay gap, even in what you're earning, or planning your superannuation if there's a pay gap there. So there's a lot to talk about, and I'm really looking forward to that conversation after 3:30. Plus, as I say, some tickets to give away if that sounds like something you'd be interested in attending. And speaking of giveaways, I also have a $100 Uggs to You gift voucher for Mother's Day. Today, I'm asking the mums. Mums, we need your help. I'm sorry, that's not another task. We're not giving you another task to do. It's more just a hint. Please give us a hint. I want to know, what do you really want for Mother's Day? 8223 0000. I know when I was in school, I gave my mum some rubbish presents that she probably did not want, and she just wanted to chuck them straight in the bin, but she never did because she was too polite. So I want to know today, what do you really want? 0448 08 13 95 is the number to text, but the best caller today will get a $100 Uggs to You gift voucher. I'm getting quite a few texts here. This person says, Stacey, for Mother's Day, I'd love to see my family. 2 live overseas and 1 is in Queensland. So Mother's Day can be sad for me because none of my children are here. Oh, sending love to you this weekend. I hope you get a nice phone call or video call from your family to say Happy Mother's Day. But yeah, let me know. 8223 0000 is the number to call. What do you really want for Mother's Day? All right, it's time to bust some costs.
Helping you save a few dollars.
Who you gonna call?
Cost Busters.
Rebecca Mazzino is a declutter coach, and she's here to help declutter your brain and your life. Rebecca, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
We're talking about the 2 different types. Well, I'm sure there are more than 2 different types of people in households. Certainly in mine, though, my husband and I deal with clutter and cleaning in very different ways.
That's not uncommon.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is something you come across fairly often.
Yeah, quite a lot. And I find myself sort of, right there in the middle of this difference, because I'm there to help solve a problem. And when you've got two people seeing the problem in two different ways, it's hard to define the problem and then come up with a solution that suits both people. So, yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but it's actually one of my favourite challenges, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I
sure.
enjoy it. I enjoy figuring out a way to help both parties have their needs met. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll get into it in just a moment, but you're a mum. What would you really like for Mother's Day?
To not have to think about anything that day, to not have to think about other mothers, like, you know, I don't know, just planning anything, doing anything, that kind of stuff. Just have other people do that thinking and planning and arranging for me. Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice. Okay. I hear you. I can see that. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Sue in South Plimpton has given us a call. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
What do you want?
I don't need things. I just need time with my children and grandchildren.
Oh, that's
all.
beautiful.
Don't need things. I'm at the stage where I'm like, I'd like to unload things, not to gain things. So just some time. That's all.
That's
because
nice.
everyone's time poor.
So true. I thought you were asking for more time, and I was like, well, I don't think anyone can give you that. I'd love a couple extra hours in the day.
No, just time with family, time together. You know, don't buzz in and buzz out. Just give me time. That's all I need, and I'm lucky because my children and my children do that. But I know there's a lot of mums out there that don't get enough time with their children because their children are busy or whatever. But that's just want some time. Once you get to sort of late 60s and 70s, you've got all the stuff you need. You don't particularly need stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, Sue. Well, I hope you get some time this weekend.
I am. On Saturday.
Good. Good.
Okay,
Enjoy it. Thanks for the call. Bye. It's Sue in South Plimpton, 8223 0000. Let me know what you really want for Mother's Day. But let's get into decluttering, shall we, Beck? There are two types of people, aren't there?
Yes. In a broad sense, we've got the people who like their stuff or like to keep their stuff or like to take their time processing their stuff. And then there's the others who have a low tolerance for the stuff and just want it out in a hurry or want less overall. And those two sets of values, sets of personal preferences clash.
Keepers and chuckers.
Yeah, keepers and chuckers, yeah. And even the keepers might sort of say, look, I'm on board with chucking. I just have to do it my way. I can't just say, okay, go at it. Whatever you want with that room, just get rid of it. I have to look at every single item. I have to think about it. I have to process it. I have to make sure it goes to a good home. I have to make sure that it's all of that kind of stuff. So which takes time. The other person's like, oh my God, just hurry up. I can't bear it any longer. I need that stuff out because it's making me anxious. And so there's anxiety on both sides. There's the clutter causes anxiety for some, and the getting rid of it causes anxiety for others. And so the amount of conflict that comes out of that is, and quite a lot of the time then negative things happen. So one negative one negative reaction might be that the chucker doesn't ever get to throw anything away, so they have to live in levels of clutter that they are uncomfortable with, and so their anxiety is always high when they're in their own home. And then the other side is the chucker, sort of ends up just throwing things away without the keeper having a say in that or being able to process it in their own time, in their own way, which causes them trauma and anxiety. So it can be a tough thing to balance. Yeah.
So do you have any tips, any recommendations on how to approach it?
Yeah, one of the methods that I use with most of my clients, and it's had great success, and I kind of see, when I'm describing it to them, I see them change from combative to kind of like, oh, okay, that sounds all right. The idea of compromising to them is like, no, I've compromised too long. There's too much stuff. Or no, I've compromised too long. I've let him just throw everything out. But in this case, they sort of both go, okay, I could probably live with that. So generally what I do is say to set up at what I call an unwanted zone. And so that zone is the zone where the person who wants to process the decluttering of the belongings can put anything that they've decided they don't want anymore into that zone. So they take their time, they do their processing, and then they put it in the unwanted zone. The chucker, for want of a better word, has free rein on that space. So they get to do the doing. So they have the comfort of knowing things are happening because they see things getting put in that space, and they feel like they can trust that that person is doing what they've promised to do, and that they're holding up their half of the bargain, I guess. So they feel like action is being taken. They can trust that that person is doing the things, because a lot of time people who say they're going to throw things out but have difficulty doing it put it off indefinitely. Yeah. And so then the trust of the other person gets eroded a bit. And they're like, I can't believe if you say you're going to deal with that, you haven't for the last 10 years, so why would I believe you now? Whereas by having things move into that unwanted zone and not just disappear unknown to them, they get to see action being taken, so their trust is a bit better. So they get to do the doing, which is very cathartic for them as well.
That works in my head, because I think I'm the keeper and my husband's the chucker. Yeah. And I'm not a keeper I keep everything that comes into our house, but if I'm unsure about something...
Yeah, you want to take your time to process it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we were just saying with Sue, time is precious and there's not a lot of it. So there are things that can stay on the bench or on the floor next to my bed, because I don't really want it to go back in the wardrobe because I want to donate it, but I want to donate it and I don't want to chuck it out. And, I want,
and you haven't thought the entire process through yet. And for some people, it takes a lot of thinking, a lot of mulling it over in the back of your head before it untangles in your brain enough to then make that decision or that next step. Yeah. And so, so then if you had this area in your house where you were putting these things, your partner could be like, woohoo, I get to go take things out of the house. And he gets that sense that it's actually happening.
Yes. He's done that recently with a few things, sold them on Facebook Marketplace, because that was sort of what I intended to do with them, but didn't quite get there. And he was like, well, can I just do it? I went, actually, that would be great.
And this is what I say, like, that we've got these superpowers individually with things we're good at, And I was saying to a new client last week where we've got exactly this situation. Like, he gets stuff done. Like, he's just known for getting stuff done. He makes a decision, he does it, things happen. And whereas she's a dilly-dallyer, she's very much like me. She's got ADHD, procrastinates, overthinks things, got to process it all and all of that kind of stuff, and has to have it all mulling over in the back of her head for weeks when it looks like she's not doing anything, but she's actually processing away in the back of her head. Yeah. So she's doing that, and he's just like chomping at the bit, He's like, nothing's happening, and she's like, well, plenty's happening in my head.
Yes.
But if it's and so when I was describing this system to them, and you did exactly the same thing, your face lit up. You're like, oh, I could do that.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, and that's what they did. Both of them went, I could do that. Yeah. Whereas before they were like, it's not moving fast enough. You're pressuring me, back and forth. And then they both went, actually, we could probably do that. And another tip to make the chucker feel comfortable, or actually to make them both feel comfortable, is to have some ground rules. So one ground rule is that there is a time limit on certain spaces. So the keeper can't have an indefinite amount of time to deal with something that they've been putting off. Yeah. So there is a timeline and a deadline, which works great for neurodivergent people. Having a deadline will increase that urgency. It will actually make us take action. Yeah. So having a bit of a deadline, nothing that is really stressful or strenuous, they should be the ones that collaboratively choose the deadline. It shouldn't be chosen for them. But they can say, look, I think I need about 4 weeks, and then we can go, right, okay, 4 weeks time, if this space isn't dealt with, or if these things aren't dealt with the way you want to deal with them, I have free rein on it. Okay. And then so that gives that comfort to the chucker. And then
we might get to the other
the other one in a minute.
Yes, in a moment. Thank you. And so Beck will give you some of the other, what are we calling them? Guidelines, ground rules. I like that. We'll talk about the other ground rules in just a moment. And I also want to talk to you about the difference between clutter and cleanliness. Plus, if you've got any questions, give us a call, 8223 0000. Beck's here to answer your questions as well.
Tasting Australia, presented by RAA Travel, returns with more eating and drinking experiences you love. Enjoy 10 days of the best eating and drinking experiences across our 12 regions. Tasting Australia, May 3 to 12, Victoria Square.
Today I'm talking to Tracy, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, Lee.
Tracy, when did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
I'm a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years, which is a common issue for my fellow bakers. They know how debilitating it is. A friend suggested I tried Arbor Vitae, and I can't believe how well it's worked for me.
And what benefits have you noticed about Arbor Vitae?
It was after my second bottle that I noticed the difference. My pain has all but disappeared. It's like a magic potion. I'm able to work with no pain. No stretch of the truth. It's worked so well for me.
Well, it's wonderful how much of a positive impact Arbor Vitae's had on your life. Thank you for your time, Tracy. Arbor Vitae is an anti-inflammatory supplement and it's now on sale at Chemist Warehouse, Australia's cheapest chemist. So now you know where to go for a great price. Chemist Warehouse. For more information, visit arborvitae.com.au. And remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use.
When you think of single malt Scotch whisky, you might imagine Scotland's green hills, her fresh babbling brooks, and rows of oak barrels. But you can get the same feeling right here in Adelaide when you walk down the aisles at Powell's. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf. They can guide you through Scotland's best whisky labels and the best from around the globe, all under one roof. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Powell's, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Looking to build or renovate? Then talk to Rundle Blinds and Curtains to plan your window furnishings. Including your blinds and curtains in your designs means you can incorporate the latest in smart home technology and installation innovations, such as ceiling recessing and double tracking. Rundle Blinds and Curtains work closely with your builders and architect to make the process seamless for stunning results. Rundle Blinds and Curtains, Adelaide's premier window furnishings company. Book a consultation with our Kings Park team. Visit rundleblinds.com.au.
Saying goodbye can be heartbreaking, but we see things differently. Our new litter of puppies need love and care before they start school to become a guide or assistance dog. Yes, one day you'll have to say goodbye, knowing that someone in need will have their life changed forever. RSB is now called See Differently, and we ask you to do the same. If you love helping others, please go to seedifferently.org.au to help raise a puppy and change a life.
The Subaru 4-day sale is on. Get $500 of free genuine fitted Subaru accessories, 12 months free Rego and CTP, 5 years free roadside assist and a $1,000 fuel voucher on selected models. Offer ends May 11, T's and C's apply.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
23 minutes past 3 here on 5AA. Still getting a couple of messages from you about what you'd like for Mother's Day. 5AA newsreader Jess Adamson has sent a text. I'd like a Crows win. A 60-point thumping over the Lions would be perfect. Well, yeah, okay. I kind of hope you get your wish, Jess. We'll see. Sorry, you're messaging a Port supporter.
Yeah, I know.
She knows. She knows she's doing it.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, nah.
Rebecca Mazzino is in the studio with me this afternoon. She's a declutter coach. And if you have any questions about the clutter in your house and maybe different tolerance levels from different people in your house, give us a call, 8223 0000. I rudely interrupted you, Beck. You were going through a few of the ground rules when it comes to having a keeper and a chucker. So rule 1 was having that designated space, but also a time limit on that space.
Yep. And you need to interrupt me sometimes because I do get a bit excited and on a roll. And I think another ground rule that is helpful is a promise that the chucker isn't going to go into a certain space and do anything without that the other person knowing about it. Mm-hmm. So it's that trust thing of like, okay, if you are getting impatient, talk to me. Don't just go throw stuff out because that's going to slow everything down. So it is about making sure that, you know, the rules are, you know, you're allowed, you can go at this stuff, but this stuff it's my area that I want to process, and I'll put a time limit on it happily, but I need to trust that when I walk away from that it's not going to disappear while I'm at work or
Yeah.
somewhere else. It has to be that trust has to be there. And I think the more things happen without the keeper knowing about it, the more the trust erodes, and the more the trust erodes, the more they hang on to things.
Yeah.
So it actually has the reverse effect. So if you're a chucker and you're sneaking stuff out of the house, it's going to have the reverse effect that you desire, in that things are going to actually be held onto tighter. There's going to be less trust and more attachment to things in general, even if it's subconscious.
That's an interesting point. And for me in my house, there's a difference between cleanliness and clutter. So for me, I can deal with a bit of clutter. I can say, all right, yeah, there's stuff on the bench there, but I know where it goes, and I know how quickly I can, if it's my makeup brushes on the bathroom, I know how quick, I just need to chuck them in the bag, and I know I'll be able to clean that up quickly. It's, the cleaning of the shower and the cleaning of the sink that I can't deal with, getting the stuff clean as opposed to tidy. But my husband's the opposite, and he's like, what's all this stuff on the bench? And I'm like, that's okay, it's just makeup brushes. They go just straight in that bag there. It's going to take me 2 seconds. It's all good. And so we have these real kind of times where we have different priorities.
Yeah, and different priorities and tolerance levels for certain things.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because my husband's the same, and what he would do sometimes after dinner is he would stack all of the dishes really neatly in the sink and then wipe all the benches down and then walk away. Like, not wash the dishes, but he loved having all of the benches tight. So that was a real priority for him.
Yep.
And so it looked neat and tidy with the pile of dirty dishes in the sink. And so, whereas I would just leave the whole thing messy until I was ready to do the dishes.
To do it all, yeah. Yep.
But it's a different thing. And you and I were talking before about how neurodivergent people can process things in their head almost as though they're doing it. So they think they're doing it, or it feels like they're working on that thing. So when you're looking at the makeup brushes for 3 days in a row, you're actually thinking about them. You're not just ignoring them. I mean, you might if they're there long enough, but for just a short amount of time, you're looking at them. You're going, I got to do that. That's a thing I have to do. It's an awareness that you have, and it's like you're readying yourself for something like that. The other person doesn't know you're doing all of that, so they're like, it's going to be there forever, and I'm not going to cope, because they don't know that there's a plan. And I also had to say to Mick as well, like, it helps me if instead of him saying, why is all this stuff here? Or why can't I get into this drawer, or whatever? It's easier if he says to me, it was better for me if he says, what is your plan for this? Because I always have a plan. And if I didn't have a plan, it means I've forgotten to do something. And so asking that question reminds me to do the thing. And so I get far less defensive if he says, what's your plan for this, than why is this still here? Or this is looking really messy and it's really annoying me. Or what's this still doing here? It's been here. And also, we do then, when we're annoyed, tend to exaggerate. It's been there for a month. It's probably been there for 7 days. But,
it could feel like a month.
It feels like a month to the other person, because they don't know that in the back of your head, you're doing 9 of the 10 steps to actually dealing with it.
Yeah.
But you're doing them in your head, so people can't see that.
That's a good point.
So
Language matters.
So that communication, and sort of talking to each other in that way of not assuming that they're ignoring that, and assuming instead that actually they've probably done 8 out of the 10 steps involved in dealing with this thing in their head. And if I ask them nicely where they're up to in that step, they're going to get less defensive and less upset, and probably then do the thing and finish it in the timely manner.
That's a really good point. You've definitely given me a couple of tips today. Thank you.
Glad.
I'll just have to tell Ben I am putting the makeup brushes away in my head every day. I will do it physically eventually.
But the whole thing is, I think your comfort is because you've got a plan. And this is what I say to everybody, like, clutter actually is irrelevant. The amount of clutter or where it is or what it's doing is actually irrelevant in our comfort levels. What dictates how comfortable we are is how in control of that we feel. So you're completely in control of those brushes because you know where they live.
Yeah.
But if there was something on that bench that you didn't know what to do with, it would bother you.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
you're not in control of it. So, and again, which is why it might bother him more because he's not in control of it. So when there's that lack of control, there's less likely to be that tolerance level. So, a dining table that is just full of a billion different types of clutter feels really out of control. Whereas a dining table that is full of craft, that has a cupboard to go into, totally fine. It's still a full table, but the feeling that it gives you is very different because you've got a home for it, you know where it goes, you've got a plan, you'll do it at this point. But then the table that's full of stuff that doesn't have homes, that's stressful because you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good point. You've given me some very good tips today, Beck. Thank you.
No worries.
I'm very excited about that. Rebecca Mazzino, the declutter coach. She comes in as a regular for Cost Busters, so she'll be in again soon if you've got any questions for her. It's 3:30 here on 5AA. Time for news headlines, and then I'm taking your calls. I want to hear from the mums today. What do you really want for Mother's Day? 8223 0000.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. A Sydney school was placed in lockdown earlier after a student was found with a knife. Air Vanuatu has entered voluntary administration after the carrier cancelled flights to Australia, New Zealand and New Caledonia. Climate groups are angry at a plan to expand Australia's gas through to 2050 and beyond. The federal government has confirmed it will support the development of new gas reserves. And in sport, Gold Coast Will Powell has copped a 5-match suspension after being found guilty of making a homophobic slur against a Brisbane player. The 5AA forecast, sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 23. Right now it's 22. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Whether you need a quick break interstate or a big break overseas, you can maximise your life with the money you make from CMAX. All you have to do is head to CMAX to find out more about taking part in clinical trials. If you're eligible, you'll stay at the CMAX facility, get free meals and get paid for your time. There are new studies all the time. Check out cmax.com.au to register interest today. That's cmax.com.au.
Did you know Aged Rights Advocacy Service, ARIS, has a home care check-in service for vulnerable older people living in the Adelaide metropolitan area? If you or someone you know is experiencing social isolation, loneliness, or risk of harm, you may be eligible for this free service. ARIS will set up regular contact and help you access aged care and community services. Visit aris.org.au. That's aras.org.au. ARIS is funded by the Australian Government.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. Autumn brings some stunning colours and amazing SA-made wine varieties like smooth and fruity Pinot Noir, Tempranillo and Grenache. We have exciting new vodkas and gins and lovely liqueurs to mix with if you prefer a Negroni, Gimlet or Espresso Martini. And beer aficionados can always browse our craft beers, including hazy pales. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years.
Nothing beats driving the brand new Gen 2024 Mitsubishi Triton. Actually, scratch that. Nothing beats driving away in your very own. Actually, even better, driving away in your very own brand new Gen 2024 Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi. Knowing it comes with a 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing, test drive the brand new Gen 2024 Mitsubishi Triton today at Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth or Mawson Lakes. Exclusions and conditions including Mitsubishi servicing apply.
Well, everybody's going to buy Hoyt's spices. Everyone's going to save $1 or $2. Everybody's going to buy Hoyt's spices, yeah. Well, don't throw away those empty spice jars. Wash and dry and they'll go far. Fill the jar with your Hoyt Spice pack. There's no turning back.
Hoyt Spices, available in sachet packs from Coles, Woolworths and all good independent supermarkets.
Hoyt's Spices, yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, mate?
I heard you and Mum last night.
You did?
I heard everything.
What did you hear?
Well, Mum sounded really excited. She told me everything too.
She did?
Yeah, so is it true? Are we building with rendition homes?
Oh, yeah, mate. We sure are.
Make it, build it and live in it sooner with Rendition Homes. Design and display home locations at renditionhomes.com.au.
Always live. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It's 26 minutes to 4 here on 5AA, live on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, so jump on and say hi. Still getting a few calls in from you, 8223 0000. I want to hear from the mums today. What do you really want for Mother's Day? I've got a $100 Uggs to You gift voucher to give away. I know everyone wants a new pair of Uggs from Uggs to You at Seaton. But apart from that, what do you really want? Best caller today will get that voucher, and I've got a Wallace Cinemas family pass to give away as well. Getting a couple of texts. Lisa says, "Hi Stacey, I want my kids to listen when I say I don't want anything, except to see them. But they keep buying me stuff I don't want or need." Oh, Lisa, sorry about that. I feel like I do that with my mum as well because, yeah, she wants to see me. I'll see her, but I still want to get her something. You need to give something. Diane says, "I'll be at the footy with 2 of my daughters and 2 granddaughters. I want a Crows win." And Dean says, "My mother was an animal lover. One Mother's Day I gave her a British alpine goat. In the mornings, it would stand on the outside windowsill and talk to her while she did the dishes. Eventually, the council made us get rid of it, so we donated it to Adelaide Zoo." Well, there you go, Dean. A goat. Let me know if there are any mums out there and you want a goat. 8223 0000 is the number to call. And sorry to this person, Karen said she started watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 the other night, only lasted 10 minutes. Yeah, look, I didn't say it was great. I just said, as a Greek person, you have to watch it. I did sit through it, but it wasn't the easiest thing to do. The first and the original is always the best. 8223 0000. Let me know, mums, what do you really want for Mother's Day? There is a women's financial literacy event taking place in Adelaide at the Arkabar Hotel near Fullerton next week on the 14th of May. It's being run by the Eastwood Community Centre, and the Eastwood Community Centre director is Leanne Isaacson. She joins you now. Good afternoon, Leanne.
Hello, Stacey. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you for your time this afternoon. I know it's the second time you've run this conference. How did the first one go? Clearly there was a demand for it to go ahead again.
The first one was fantastic. We ran it in November 2022 and we had over 100 women attend. And, you know, the stories that actually came out of that conference of women that it literally changed their lives, and I probably don't have time to tell you, some of the stories, but we decided that we would run the conference on a yearly basis, but last year for a few reasons we didn't. So we're excited to be running it again this year.
And I was having a look at the rundown, and it looks like you really do cover off on so many different parts of what it takes to be financially literate. You've got coercive control seminars, you've got cost of living seminars, talking about retirement seminars. So you sort of are catering to a lot of different types of women in the community.
Yeah, Stacey, we really sort of didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into, like just one particular demographic of women, because we know how important it is across all ages, all stages of life, no matter what background. And so we really sort of wanted to put together a really sort of comprehensive, varied program. So there's almost something there, for every woman, at all. So yeah, we do have a really great mix, and we've got some fantastic keynote presenters. So Rebecca Paris for the Australian Native Food Company, Sarah Hooper talking about estate planning and the simple will. We've got Tammy Barton from My Budget talking about fearless innovation. So yeah, we've got some really amazing speakers.
Yeah, and I can see a couple of workshops as well on the pay gap and superannuation. Also, if you want to start a business or an art workshop even. So you kind of, can you pick and choose which ones you go to, or if you buy a ticket, are you there for the whole day?
If you buy a ticket, you know that effectively gives you the whole day.
Mm.
You know, it's fully catered. So there's 3 sort of workshop breakout sessions, and then each of those sessions have got 4 workshops that they can choose from. So effectively they can go to, they'll hear the keynotes, and then they'll have 3 workshops, and then at the end of the day we've got a panel session with some of the presenters, because, one of the things that we found last time that we ran the conference is, there was so much great information that people, wanted to go and almost see and hear everything. So what we're going to do this time is have a panel session with, some of the presenters. So if you haven't actually gone to their workshop, you'll be able to ask them questions. So, yeah, we're trying to sort of cover all bases, really. And then ultimately, as a follow-on, what we will be doing is sort of running a My Money Matters, like workshop series. So having some twilight talks and then also some, more in-depth educational workshops as well.
8223 is the number to call. And Leanne's been generous enough to give us 5 double passes to go to the conference. So if you're out there and you're listening and you think it might be something you'd love to attend, give us a call, 8223 We've got some double passes to give away if there are any women out there listening thinking, yep, I'd love to do that. Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong phone number, the competition line. 8223 0055 is the number to call. 0055 is the number to call. Jimmy from Taparoo has given us a call. Hey, Jimmy.
How you doing, Stacey? Hey, how's your world today?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, obviously, we're all still breathing, mate, so praise Jesus for that, man.
Yeah. What did you want to say, Jimmy?
You were talking earlier about, like, budgeting tips for women or something like that, I think it was.
Yeah, we're talking about it now, the financial literacy conference, My Money Matters for Women.
Why isn't there anything like that for men? I mean, I'm pretty frugal myself with my finances, but there are a lot of blokes out there that might not get it. And why is it just exclusively for women? That's just straight out sexist as far as I'm concerned. It's just part of this woke sort of mentality that I don't understand why men are excluded so often in so many different situations, because it should be money management for everyone.
Yeah, I guess when you look at the stats, though, Jimmy, women have a much lower financial literacy when you look at the statistics, and the number of people becoming homeless, the number of women becoming homeless is more than the number of men becoming homeless.
Whose stats do they, Trace?
Women over the age of 50 are by far the biggest age group of homeless at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there's probably numbers of reasons for that. I don't know whether that's money management or whatever, but, I mean, everyone from such a young age, I mean, as soon as they can manage finances, basically, should be taught from parents and even at school.
Yeah,
to be managing finances as quickly and as easily as possible, so that fools don't go out doing pokies and blooming goodness knows what.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I'd love to see more financial literacy lessons in schools. Leanne, I might put that back to you. Why do you think it's important for the conference to be for women?
Well, we initially, ran it back in 2022, and it was a program that we were specifically running that we'd, been working with the Zara Foundation and Catherine House, for women, in pretty dire straits. And so it's sort of as a carry on from that. And, but, in answer to Jimmy's comments and questions, I think from the Eastwood Community Centre's perspective, we would certainly be more than happy to put on some events, for men. And I think sometimes, like when you're in an environment that is say, either for men or for women, it sort of then creates sometimes a safer space that people can have conversations and, not either, So that's sort of why we did it for women. But no, Jimmy, I'd be more than happy to facilitate something financial literacy for men, and the youth is such, that is such an important topic as well. So, probably Eastwood Community Centre having the flexibility to be able to be really responsive to, what people are identifying. So yeah, happy to look at any of that.
The gender pay gap seminar at a men's literacy conference would be interesting, I think. Sorry, that was a bit cheeky.
It might be.
Leanne, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and thanks for being so generous with those tickets as well. Amal has called in for the tickets, so she's got some. And if you do want to attend the My Money Matters conference at the Arkaba on the 14th of May next week, give us a call now. 8223 0055 is the number to call. All the best with it, Leanne.
Thank you so much, Stacey. I really appreciate it.
You too, thanks. That's Leanne Isaacson, Eastwood Community Centre. She's the director there. It's 3:45 here on 5AA. Well, maybe that's why we need these sorts of seminars, because then I get a text like this. Why can't you get rid of these squealing females? Squealing females? Well, because we're talking about financial literacy. I'm not sure what the problem is with that. But anyway, that's fine. After this, I'm taking some more Mother's Day calls. I still have a $100 Uggs to You gift voucher to give away to one lucky mum this week. So I want to know from the mums out there, what do you really want for Mother's Day? I'm sure you've gotten a crappy gift or two in your time. So give us some tips, give us some hints. Maybe it's a sneaky hint for someone in your life. What do you really want for Mother's Day? 8223 0000.
Something's cooking on 5AA weekends.
What produce is in season and how to prepare it?
Tune in Sunday mornings from 10 a.m. and get your taste buds tingling as SA super chefs Callum Han and Themis Crusadis present On the Menu.
It's food, it's wine, lovely South Australian produce.
Get a taste of On the Menu with Callum Han and Themis Crusadis.
Disneyland for foodies.
Sunday mornings from 10 on 5AA.
Try a bit of this, try a bit of that.
Always Adelaide.
Every 4 minutes, one Australian suffers a heart attack or stroke. But knowing your risk is the first step to a healthier heart. That's why the Heart Foundation is encouraging you to get a heart health check this Heart Week. It's a simple 20-minute checkup with your GP. So book a heart health check today and never miss a beat.
Easy, settle down. Who are you?
Jack the Crack. Ooh, nice straight walls you've got there.
What are you doing?
Messing up your house, compromising its integrity.
Why?
See that little crack there in the corner? That's all I needed.
But...
Step aside, please.
Don't let cracks ruin your home. Adelaide Screw Piling will underpin your foundation, saving you thousands. Fully licensed, servicing all suburbs. Go to adelaidescrewpiling.com.au.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Natasha from Go Vita Fairview Green. Try Nutrivital Ashwagandha 1 a day 60 capsules. Now $22.15. Save 40%. Traditionally used in Ayurvedic medicine to support a healthy stress response. Always read the label and use only as directed.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Manopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Holiday Wonders are celebrating new incredible day trips, including their magical Wonders of Safari tour with convenient departures from Adelaide City and Mitcham. Get up close with exotic and native animals at Monado Safari Park, one of the world's largest open safari zoos, while learning from an experienced keeper how they're being saved from extinction. Plus, enjoy a delicious morning tea and picnic lunch all included from just $140 per person. holidaywonders.com.au.
Whether you're kicking goals today or your prime was back in the day, you can rely on complete comfort every night. Their beds are built with active zones you can adjust in seconds to ensure your body gets the right support and you can get a more restful sleep. They look like your average bed, but they're far from average. And if you're regularly being sent off for snoring, it can help you with that too. Visit completecomfort.com.au or visit the Wayville showroom to experience complete comfort beds for yourself.
Exciting news. There's a new kid on the block at Wayville. Literally. Wayville Hyundai.
Where do you want the new Santa Fe?
Excuse me. Next to the Kona Hybrid, please. It's all go at Adelaide's newest family-owned Hyundai dealer. Just minutes from the city and opposite the showgrounds. Wayville Hyundai promises a whole new experience when it comes to buying your dream Hyundai, including all your servicing with free drop-offs, next-day delivery and loan cars. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, driven by Australian Motors.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Minutes to 4 here on 5AA. I've still got a couple of Mother's Day prizes to give away. I want to hear from you, mums. What is it you really want for Mother's Day? Do you just want a hot tea and a hot bath and an hour of silence? Or maybe you want a new TV, new DVD player? A DVD player is still a thing. Can you buy them? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe. Who knows? 8223 0000 is the number to call. Tell us, mums, what do you really want for Mother's Day? Because I'm pretty sure you've got a gift or two over the years that you haven't really wanted. I've got a $100 Uggs to You gift voucher to give away to the best caller today. Everyone wants a pair of Ugg boots, but Kay in Paradise, what else do you want? Hello.
Hi, Stacey. I'm easily pleased, but I just want to spend the afternoon at the Crows with my 3 sons and having a beer.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
And I really hope they can win as well.
I reckon you're about the 10th mum that said they want the Crows to win on Sunday. So I
well,
really
let's
hope they
do it for us.
I really hope they do. Absolutely. Oh, good luck, Kay.
Okay,
Thanks for the call. It's Kay in Paradise. Let's go to Jane in Seaton. Hi, Jane.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Bit windy where I am at the moment.
Oh, that's okay. We can't hear it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, what I would like for Mother's Day is for my son to have happiness for the rest of his life.
Aww.
Because, he's had some issues with mental health for about 17 years, and it's taken this long for him to get on top of everything, and with medications and stuff like that doesn't help things, and that's all I would ever want for anything ever in my life is for my son's happiness.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic because he had a breakdown, and he's got 2 kids. He tries very hard, and
it's hard. Yeah,
it's just sometimes life just doesn't seem to be fair sometimes, but. What do? You just got to soldier on and be strong and tough it out. That's what you got to do.
It's true, Jane. And he's got support like you there as well.
Always. I'll always be there for him. Always. Yeah. Forever and ever. And his kids are great. And the funny thing is talking about the $100 slipper voucher, right? Because at Christmas time, because he never really, he doesn't spoil me because he can't afford it. And anyway, at Christmas time he did. He gave me $60. He said, Mum, buy some slippers. And the funny thing was, a couple of weeks later, he was broke, so he doesn't know this, but I gave the money back to him.
Oh, Jane, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's all I would ever want in life,
That's beautiful.
But, it's pretty hard when people have... You can get over sicknesses, but you can't get over that. It never goes away. It's always there,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we all have moments like that, Jane. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Roylene in Clemzig. Hi, Roylene.
Hi, Stacey. Thank you for taking my call. This seems a bit sad. My daughter hasn't spoken to me in 24 years.
Oh.
You know what daughters and sons can be, but the nicest thing would be that she would either text me or wish me Happy Mother's Day this Sunday.
Oh.
It's her birthday on Saturday, and sometimes during different years she has her birthday falls on Mother's Day. So, sometimes this happens in families, I guess, and she's a very clever girl. She's in emergency at the Women and Children's, and so she's a very clever girl. So it would be nice.
Well, sending love your way this Sunday, Roylene. I hope you can get a message.
Okay, thank you, Stacey.
Thank you. That's Roylene in Clemzig. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Let's go to Pauline in Marden. Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Stacey. How I feel sorry for that lady.
Yeah,
but I've got my two children, a boy and a girl, are in their 40s now. I've been really blessed to have children like this, and we're very family orientated. We lost my husband 20 years ago at a young age. So just three of us, and with the rest of my family, we've all stuck together, and they're my backbone, and they'll do anything. And the kids are taken me out for dinner on Sunday with my sister and her children, my niece and nephews. Yeah, so...
Beautiful. Oh, well, that sounds like a good day, Pauline.
Oh, I hope so. It will be, because they're good people.
Yeah.
The family is, Okay, love.
Okay, have a good time. Enjoy. Thanks, Pauline.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Let's go to Helen in Glenelg. Helen, tell me, what do you really want for Mother's Day?
Oh, look, I'd love to have a lovely facial and a day spa. It'd be just glorious.
Oh, that sounds good.
I can feel myself drifting off now.
Oh.
It'd be so lovely.
Oh, and they always have a nice little aromatherapy smell in a massage place.
And the beautiful music that they play.
Oh, Helen, stop it.
It's been many, many years. But anyhow.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend, Helen. Thank you for the call.
Too.
Bye. That's Helen in Glenelg. Oh, my gosh, you're making it tough today. I think I have to give Roylene in Clemzig the $100 Uggs to You gift voucher, Roylene. I hope you get a nice message from your daughter, and we're giving you a $100 Uggs to You gift voucher. Congratulations. Support local this Mother's Day. Grab Mum a pair of Ugg boots from Uggs to You. They're at 235 Frederick Road, Seaton. And the Wallace Cinemas family pass today is going to Kay in Paradise. She wants to go to the footy and have a beer with her sons and see the Crows win. If that doesn't happen, at least you can take them to the cinema, okay? You can take them to Wallace Cinemas. Catch a movie this week, Mitcham, Mount Barker or Noarlunga. Wallace.com.au for all sessions. And also well done to Amal and Maria. You've won tickets to the My Money Matters conference at the Aqaba Hotel on Tuesday the 14th of May. It's run by the Eastwood Community Centre, and it's about empowering women in financial literacy and helping them shape their own future. You can book tickets through Eventbrite. It's mymoneymatters.events. And we do still have a couple others to give away. 8223 0055 if you want a single or a double pass to go to the conference next week. Rowie and Timmy G are on with you after 4. Hello, Timmy.
Yes, hello, Stacey Lee.
How are you?
What do you want? What you really, really want?
Yeah,
You should
I know.
have played that as a bed underneath that. Yeah. I think the wife said, but bit of peace and quiet will do me.
I was going to say, what would your lovely wife want?
That's about it, I think. She just doesn't want to cook. That's her rule.
Fair.
On Mother's Day.
Fair enough.
Do not wish to cook.
Yep.
And that's fair enough. Absolutely. And
Good.
that's
So what are you cooking?
Takeaway was invented
Oh,
for.
takeaway. All right, there you go.
Easily done that. We'll have a nice lunch and all the rest of it. So, big show tonight. Caroline Wilson, First Lady of Football, is on. So, got a few topics to check off with her. But also, we've got the head of umpiring on because he believes too many players are faking it to get free kicks. Faking it. So, throwing the head back. And
Are we back to round football?
Well, yeah, there's all sorts of diving and going on. And, so lots of things to be spoken about because he's the new boss this year, just appointed in April. So he umpired 403 games. Should know what he's talking about. Be the first umpire ever. Only a joke, only a joke. We'll be back with more. Boom, tish.
Good luck to him. Good luck to him. Rowie and Timmy G on with you after 4. And Dean, you're texting the wrong number. I don't need a lift anywhere. Check the number you're messaging, Dean. 0448081395. Thanks for today. Talk to you tomorrow.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on or your hot